Indian Army there retaliating in equal measure, giving a befitting reply to the continuous ceasefire violations from across the border. Moving on now to some news that has been making headlines in the national capital, where ex-servicemen have been questioning the government over the prolonged delay in the implementation of the long pending demand of one rank, one pension. Even after meeting Prime Minister's principal secretary, the standoff shows no signs of being resolved just as yet.
I was there on the 11th and 12th. I acted as a go-between the two parties, and that carried on for about 2 days. And the second day I found that the gap, what the government was offering, was not acceptable to the ex-servicemen. I found that this gap was too much and there was no point in my negotiating, that unless the definition is accepted by the other people and then they work out accordingly, there will be no meeting the
India Today's correspondent Simi Pasha joins us live now. Simi, we have been seeing this agitation intensifying each day, but yesterday the PMO intervened, did urge the ex-servicemen to call off the agitation. So what exactly is happening today on the ground in light of the intervention from the Prime Minister?
Avantika, on the ground there's no change. Ex-servicemen are still carrying on with their protest. In fact, 3 former soldiers are still sitting on a hunger strike up to death. I have Wing Commander K.S. Parihar with me. He's somebody who's won a Shaurya Chakra. He's also somebody who participated in the 1971 and 65 war. Sir, there was an intervention by the Prime Minister's office yesterday where the PMO asked ex-servicemen to not escalate their protest anymore. This after 3 former soldiers sat on a strike up to death. Is there going to be a sort of an attempt to sort of de-escalate the protest? Are you going to sort of temper it down?
Unfortunately, when we tried to persuade our colleagues who are under hunger strike, we tried our level best, but they after these promises are disgusted and demoralized so much that now they have become stronger and stronger, that till we get the date, a firm date, Prime Minister's office was good enough to call our representative, our general. But 10 days, our soldiers who are sitting here, they are not ready to accept 10 days. They say, give us firm date within 2-3 days. Give us firm date. Week, 15 days, 10 days, with all the requirement of OROP, without watering it down, and with effect from 1st April 2014. Without that, they are not going to go, and this is not going to be stopped, and they say we'll escalate it further. So only way out is, now they must give a date, a written letter, that the conditions will not be watered down and everything demanded or accepted by the Parliament, and the Supreme Court had also given the guidance to the government that should be implemented at the earliest within 2-3 days. At least a letter or assurance of date must be given.
So basically, attempts to de-escalate this protest are completely falling on deaf ears. Ex-soldiers who are sitting here saying that they will continue with their fast unto death. I'll get another reaction from you. Sir, there's also some sort of anger at that announcement, that package that's been offered to Bihar by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because when there was an announcement on OROP that was expected, there was some communication from the government saying that it will be extremely costly for the government. Is that something that's made the soldiers here sad?
Yes, very sad. I tell you, situation is very, very positive now, because 10 days back, with the communication from the Prime Minister's office, the feeling was they want to give us from 2011, 2006. We rejected that. Yesterday the meeting was very cordial. General Sadhbir Singh and General Balbir had gone to meet the Principal Secretary, Mr. Nirpendra Mishra, and we are given a lot of respect. And then the Army Chief was also there, General Sohag was there. So the atmosphere, the environment was very, very positive. Now, the Prime Minister's office and the Prime Minister himself has taken the onus of deciding this issue, because frankly speaking, the Prime Minister says, and the Principal Secretary, I don't know anything about it.
Alright, Avantika, there you have it with the Prime Minister's intervention. There is this feeling that finally some announcement can be made, but soldiers are still demanding a clear deadline from the government and a sure commitment that OROP will be implemented.
All right, so the ex-servicemen expressing some relief about the Prime Minister's intervention yesterday. Simi, thanks so much for joining us. We, of course, will keep coming back to you for further updates.